In George Orwell's fictional account of a high-tech police state, the government is spying on people inside their homes, tracking their every move. They are launching constant wars as a pretext to enslave their domestic populations. The government stages terror attacks as an excuse to further crack down and surveil the population. And there is a bearded, turbaned bad guy named Goldstein, Emmanuel Goldstein, who issues statements taunting the people of Oceania, England, Airstrip 1. And that's what bin Laden is today. I mean, we have Governor Ridge, the former head of Homeland Security, last year admitting they would issue fake terror alerts. Ari Fleischer, the former press secretary, admitted that. He was the first to do it. And under the Patriot Act, that's a felony to issue a fake terror alert for a citizen or the government. But they just do it. And now you've got all these Obama people saying we need a 9/11 event or Oklahoma City event bombing. And all of you conservatives, fake conservatives out there who think, you know, the Republican Party is going to save you and who love the Defense Department and love the trillions of missing dollars and all the corruption, and you don't like, you know, regular welfare, but you love corporate welfare. Are you going to be happy if the Obama people stage a terror attack in this country as a pretext to demonize the American people further? I mean, almost all the anti-terror training is for gun owners, returning veterans, conservatives, libertarians, people that want to get us out of the Federal Reserve or get us out of the United Nations. I mean, that's all over the news, again, in the last 2 weeks. Who did the federal and state government hire in Pennsylvania to spy on conservatives and Second Amendment groups? An Israeli company? To put them on a terror list? I mean, that's what's going on. And Big Sis Napolitano, the head of Homeland Security, she has said on record that the main threat is domestic groups. And so this is the reality. So, well, you're rah, let's kill some Muslims, let's invade some countries, you know, let's get these people. You need to understand that's manufactured. And now, an unproven tape, bin Laden says you better go along with cutting your carbon emissions, you better go along with the carbon taxes, or I'm going to bomb you. I mean, will they be telling our grandkids, you know, give your rights up to the government, tattle on your parents, do whatever you're told, turn your guns in, or bin Laden will get you? You know, bin Laden's hiding under your bed at night. I mean, I just read you a quote from the Financial Times of London of Robert Shapiro saying the bottom line here is that Americans don't believe in President Obama's leadership. Quote, he has to find some way between now and November, here we are, of demonstrating that he is a leader who can command confidence, and short of a new 9/11 event or Oklahoma City bombing, I can't think of how he could do that. You know, those of you that say, Alex, why would the government ever stage an attack or let terrorists attack? In the case of the moron Christmas bomber, it came out, the Deputy Secretary of State admitted, 2 months after we broke the news, with 2 eyewitnesses on the plane from Amsterdam, Kurt Haskell and his wife, and later other witnesses came out and corroborated it, that a sharp-dressed U.S. government agent type argued with him and got him on the plane without a passport or a visa. And the FBI said, that's ridiculous, that didn't happen. Turned out it was all true. It's the same every time. It's the same thing all these recent stings in New York, New Jersey, other places of, you know, Muslim extremists completely off their rocker, normally have like 80 IQs. The feds created the group, commanded the group. Their spiritual leader is a Fed. Remember 1993, New York Times, CBS News had to admit, came out in federal court, they hired Ahmad Salam, a former CIA operative from Egypt, to go build a fake bomb. Then they told Ahmad Salam build a real bomb. Then Ahmad Salam comes to him 2 days before and says, look, let's go bust him. I built the real bomb. And they said, no, we're going to let it go forward. Salam figured out the FBI was setting him up and recorded them. Those recordings were now declassified last year. We put clips of it in the new film I produced, Invisible Empire, available on DVD at Infowars.com. I mean, here's the FBI. They go out and find some lunatic extremist. I mean, I could probably go out hypothetically in a few months and find schizophrenic homeless people that I'd promise them all the drugs and money if they would just, you know, go shoot up something. I mean, anybody could do this. Who's guilty, the lunatics or the people that go and hire them? You could go out and do this. I remember a bum steer award, Texas Monthly in '98, gave to the FBI. It's a big insult. It's like the Darwin Awards or something, where the FBI created a Klan group out of nothing and tried to get them to blow up a chemical plant in Fort Worth. And 2 years later, they couldn't get them to do it, so they went ahead and still busted them. Giving them money, booze, drugs, whatever they wanted, weapons. Please just blow something up so the government can play the part of our savior. Or you've got other events like Gulf of Tonkin where nothing happened. The ships weren't attacked, and they just said they were and launched a war that killed 58,000 Americans, wounded over 200,000, and killed over 1 million Vietnamese on both sides. And I got called a conspiracy theorist 10, 12, 13, 14 years ago saying that was staged, even though we had the eyewitnesses from the ships that came back to California at San Diego. And now it was declassified 5 years ago that it was a staged event. So for those of you that say the government couldn't keep something like this secret, they did. For 40 years, they declassified it in 2004, I guess 6 years ago now, on the 40th anniversary of the Gulf of Tonkin. Okay? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Did Hitler blow up his own Reichstag February 27th, 1933 as a pretext to clamp down with a police state? Did Hitler find an unpopular minority to get the Germans to go along with it? Oh, we're just going to take their rights. You know, some communists or some Jews or some Seventh-day Adventists or some people that some folks don't like. And then next, it was everybody. Well, over 95% of all the real training, and this is admitted now, is for gun owners, libertarians, conservatives, but number one, returning veterans. That's on record. We broke that 1.5 years ago. We broke that national story, and we broke other major reports on this before that never got the same attention. This was going on under Bush. He didn't have the FBI training to go after supposed Muslim extremists from caves. It was for the American people. And this report from July by Paul Joseph Watson lists all these different pundits saying, gee, we need a terror attack in America to set up the police state and launch new wars. Not just Robert Shapiro. Not just Gary Hart. It's all listed here, and I challenge everyone to go read this because we wrote this 3 months ago, and now what do you see in the headlines today? Oh my gosh, there's terrorists are about to strike. What did I say back in July over and over again? What did I say before July? I said look for terror attacks or the threat of terror attacks by, quote, right-wing groups to demonize the real Tea Party. And look for threats of terror attacks by Muslims to expand the war into Pakistan. And now, right ahead of the election, just a month out from the election, you now see them saying terrorists are about to strike. You better learn to love and worship the government. What did Ridge tell MSNBC last year? He said, yeah, we issued fake terror alerts. They're caught red-handed.